Hey everyone out there, how you been? What? You can't complain? That's great. That's great to hear that. And what I should say, tell you what, I've just made home safely, thanks God. And here I'm back again on my channel. And if you just don't know me, in case you don't know me, I'm telling you, I'm Alex. And probably, let's see what I've done today. Today I was mischievous all day long, and why I was mischievous? Because I learned the word mischievous recently, and I was mischievous like a couple of days in a row, I should say, and I like kind of misbehaving and do what I want, and in a way that I like actually, and I like how my life goes to me and how I approach life and all things that fall along these lines, you know what I'm saying, and how it goes in general and even in particularity. So I like my lifestyle, I like my everything, I should say, and in today's video I won't be ranting for too long, and I won't be ranting at a high rate of speech because I kind of get weary of today's day, and I haven't done anything specific this day, but everything fell in its place, and I contented to know that, to realize that, and what I really done today was kind of, I don't know what I did. I made kind of a couple of tries to improve my current working points at some particular subjects. Like I tried to reach some program on some internet site that I actually haven't reached the success, because the announcement was like you can't download that stuff without paying for that, and I will keep trying to do that in a free way, I should say, without having to pay anything for that, you know what I'm saying. And as we all hear, like free things in our like town, in our country, I should say, and why should I differ from all those people who like free things, not pay things, I should say, and that's me for you. Please bear with all my grammar mistakes, with all my poor English language, and how I sound, how I do my English. I don't care too much what you think about my activities here, and I don't care also about like not native speakers' points of view, what they think about how am I doing my English, and I see what I'm doing, and I'm pretty contented with myself, with having my activities done, you know, done what I'm saying right now. And guys, what else? As always, I don't have any fucking particular subject to speak about, and nevertheless, I I might have traded my speaking activities of today to my listening advanced practice, but I haven't traded anything. I decided to do both my speaking activities and my listening activities, and after completing these ramblings, I would rather to proceed with my advanced listening practice. I call that advanced listening practice because kind of I try to listen to higher rate of speech these days and to immerse myself fully into fluent English speech, I should say. Have the same the news on movies, on whatever, on any kinds of channels, foreign channels, English speaking channels, I should say, and other just related stuff, maybe shows, maybe movies, you know what I'm saying. And then again, to the track, I'm doing my English the way I do, and I don't know, I shouldn't like tell. If you see what I'm doing here, you relate what I'm doing here, right? And it goes without the saying, I shouldn't like expound that more deeply how I'm doing my English. And if you're on the same boat with me, then you realize the significance of this process, and the more I practice, the more I speak, the more you reiterate this rubbish, the more it goes to your mind, to your ears, to your eyes, to your just all those things, like when you speak, when you read, when you listen, all those things are, and your comprehension of English, your understanding what they say out of the screens for example, on the news, on the movies, then again, all those things are interconnected and they pull each other like mutually, and once you enhance one point of your English fluency habit, then the other ones start to need some pulling up, and once you improve your second weakest point, you got the third one, the weakest one, and you should reiterate that process again and again in order to pull all those points up, in order to be corresponding each other, and to be on the same level, I should say, on the same level of fluency, on the same level of being able to speak, listen, and to grasp what they say out of the screens, for example, out of the news channels, what I'm saying. And that's pretty common and pretty ubiquitous practice of mine, and you may follow me if you want, and you may also, you may also subscribe or unsubscribe of my channel if you don't like what I'm doing here. If you like what I'm doing here, subscribe. Keep following my activities for a while and see what happens with those. And I know I'm doing rubbish here. Maybe it's useless to hear all this speech as a complete unit by what I'm doing here. I'm doing for myself and for my future, I should say. It's not even exaggeration. I'm pretty clear what I'm doing here and for what I'm doing, those practices of mine, and why I'm doing those, like self-recording sessions, what day in a row, maybe 240 days in a row within a year and a half. No, not year and a half, but year and a couple of months. That the distance I covered by having my English speaking practices. And I instigated firstly my speaking practices. I guess it was the May 6th of the year of 2016, and I advanced. I've eaten a fair bit of pure English food, I should say. By meaning food, I mean pure English language, and I adore them and happened in my life. And I became clear about a bunch of stuff I hadn't had any idea about previously. And now I know all those things, and I'm pretty good at that, and I'm pretty clear what I should follow my nearest future days, I should say. And though I do know I do a lot of mistakes while speaking, and I'm trying to speak even without having any side thoughts in my head, without any even not side thoughts, but clear thoughts, I should say. Without having all those thoughts, I'm able to speak continuously and without stopping for how long, I don't know. I checked. I was able once to speak at least like, I don't know, maybe 27 minutes without stopping, and that was horrible. My tongue was weary, my brain was weary, my body was weary, my limbs was weary, my ears was weary, my hair was weary, my forehead was weary, my backbone was weary, my every speck of my being was weary, and any other points of my body was weary too, because I kind of pulled myself up to the highest point of mine at the time, I should say. But now, I guess I'm able to speak more than 27 minutes, but I wouldn't just annoy your ears for too long and rant for so long, I should say. And I don't even fucking know what to speak about in the current moment of my life, in the current moment of my today's speech. And I don't know, I don't care too much actually. I speak in a moment, and while speaking I'm kind of contriving in my mind at the moment what I'm about to speak at a further moment, you know what I'm saying? And that's how my brain works currently, and how I'm composing my speech how I'm composing my speech in a moment without having to know what I'm about to speak in the current moment. Not in the current, but on an coming moment of my today's speech, for example. And if I had something in particular to speak about, I would speak more in a more prolonged way, in a more advanced way, and I would intertwine more advanced and more deep and I would reveal more seasoned way of speaking than I do currently, and without having any related thoughts in my head, I'm still able to speak without having any topics in my head. And then again, if I had ones, I would be able to speak much more fluently, and I would be able to intertwine recently and more deepest vocabulary of mine. And back to the point of speaking about vocabulary. Once I gauged my vocabulary, and it was around, I don't know how many, 8,500 words. I don't know. I can't believe in that number. And 2 years ago, it was around 6,000 words, and I kind of learned to around 2,000 words within a year and a half. I don't know. That's pretty good number, I guess. I don't know. I'm not bragging. I'm just sharing with you. You may compare your own number with mine, and just in case, to be familiar with how things going, how things going um, in other people's lives. Let's say it's my life, and it's that your life, and we just could compare our own learning styles, approach to learning English, and by comparing those, you might clearly see how it goes, how you do your progress and your advancing about learning your personal second language, let it be English. And guys, I guess that's it for tonight. I wouldn't weary too much with today's rant. And moreover, I don't really fucking know what to speak about in the current moment. I guess it made it clear how to speak about nothing. If you're on the same page with me, then subscribe, keep following my activities. If you want, back again, follow my activities, and just learn English. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've done that. And that's it for tonight. Take care, guys and girls. See you all. Bye.